Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about something crucial in the world of relationships, understanding the hidden signs of a low-value woman, and more importantly, how to protect yourself emotionally and mentally. Relationships are one of the most beautiful parts of life, but they also require awareness, discernment, and maturity. Knowing the subtle signs of someone who might drain your energy, manipulate your emotions, or undervalue your worth is not about being judgmental. It's about self-respect and safeguarding your happiness. Emotional manipulation and drama are among the most subtle yet destructive traits in a low-value woman. This behavior often begins quietly, making it difficult to notice at first. She may exaggerate minor issues or create unnecessary conflicts to draw attention to herself. By doing so, she places her emotional needs above others, expecting constant reassurance and validation. These patterns are not healthy and can slowly erode your confidence and peace of mind. Recognizing this early is essential to maintaining your emotional stability and protecting yourself from prolonged stress. Drama often involves turning small misunderstandings into major conflicts. A low-value woman may replay conversations in ways that make her appear as the victim, regardless of the reality. This behavior can make you doubt your perception and question your actions. It is a tactic designed to control how you feel and react. By engaging in such situations, you may unknowingly reinforce her manipulative behavior. Staying aware of this pattern allows you to step back, avoid overreacting, and maintain your clarity. Emotional manipulation thrives when it goes unchecked. Guilt tripping is a common tool used in emotional manipulation. She may say things designed to make you feel responsible for her happiness or distress. Statements like, "If you really loved me, you would," are examples of subtle coercion. Over time, this can cause you to act out of obligation rather than genuine desire, weakening the foundation of trust. Protecting yourself requires recognizing when guilt is being weaponized against you and setting firm boundaries. Understanding this allows you to respond rationally instead of emotionally, preventing unnecessary tension and preserving your self-respect in the relationship. Emotional manipulation also manifests through mood swings and unpredictability. A low-value woman may alternate between affection and coldness to keep you emotionally off balance. This behavior often makes you feel you are walking on eggshells, constantly adjusting your actions to avoid conflict. Such instability is draining and can have long-term effects on your mental health. Awareness of these patterns helps you avoid getting trapped in cycles of stress and confusion. Emotional stability in a partner is key, and recognizing these manipulative tendencies early ensures that you prioritize your emotional well-being. Another form of manipulation is passive-aggressive behavior. Instead of addressing issues directly, she may use sarcasm, indirect complaints, or silent treatment to control or punish you. This approach undermines clear communication and can create frustration and resentment. Responding to passive aggressiveness requires setting boundaries and refusing to participate in unhealthy dynamics. By doing so, you protect your energy and ensure that your interactions remain constructive rather than manipulative. Understanding these tactics is essential in identifying a pattern that indicates low emotional value. Manipulation is often coupled with attention-seeking behavior. A low-value woman may exaggerate achievements or hardships to elicit praise, sympathy, or validation. This constant need for external approval can overshadow genuine emotional connection. Being aware of this tendency helps you recognize when your efforts to provide support are being exploited rather than appreciated. Protecting yourself involves maintaining emotional boundaries and ensuring that your energy is not drained by someone seeking constant affirmation at your expense. Recognizing this early allows you to avoid falling into a dynamic where drama replaces real intimacy. Another key aspect of emotional manipulation is overreacting to minor issues. Small disagreements may be treated as major crises, making you feel responsible for resolving disproportionate conflicts. This pattern can make you doubt your own judgment and create unnecessary stress in the relationship. Staying vigilant and responding calmly prevents you from being pulled into exaggerated emotional cycles. Protecting yourself involves recognizing when issues are being magnified intentionally and choosing not to internalize disproportionate reactions. Awareness ensures that you maintain perspective and emotional control. Social manipulation can also occur when she uses friends, family, or social media to create pressure or influence your behavior. A low-value woman may exaggerate situations or share selective information to sway opinions and gain leverage. This tactic extends her manipulative control beyond private interactions, making it even more difficult to maintain healthy boundaries. Protecting yourself requires clear communication, limiting unnecessary exposure, and refusing to let external pressures dictate your decisions. Awareness of these social tactics is critical to preserving your autonomy and emotional health in a relationship. In addition to direct manipulation, subtle forms like flattery or emotional bribes can be used to influence decisions. Compliments or promises may be given selectively to gain compliance or manipulate choices. This can make you feel obligated or indebted, even when you are uncomfortable. Recognizing these tactics helps you maintain independence and make decisions based on your values rather than temporary emotional leverage. Protecting yourself involves trusting your intuition and refusing to allow charm or emotional rewards to cloud judgment. Awareness ensures you stay grounded in self-respect. In conclusion, emotional manipulation and drama are hidden but potent signs of a low-value woman. These behaviors can undermine your confidence, create constant stress, and erode healthy communication. By recognizing patterns such as guilt, tripping, passive aggressiveness, mood swings, and exaggerated conflicts, you can protect your mental and emotional well-being. Setting clear boundaries, maintaining perspective, and refusing to engage in unnecessary drama are essential strategies. Remember, a healthy relationship is based on mutual respect, emotional stability, and support. Awareness of manipulation ensures you preserve your peace and build connections with genuinely valuable partners. Selfishness and lack of empathy are critical signs of a low-value woman that can subtly undermine a relationship over time. A woman who consistently prioritizes her own needs above yours demonstrates limited concern for your feelings and well-being. In such relationships, your emotional and practical contributions may be overlooked or dismissed. Recognizing selfish behavior early helps you avoid prolonged emotional strain and ensures your energy is not wasted on someone who cannot reciprocate care. Being aware of this trait allows you to maintain boundaries and safeguard your self-respect in the relationship. A low-value woman often exhibits a disregard for your opinions or decisions. Conversations may revolve primarily around her desires, leaving little space for your input. She may minimize your perspectives, making you feel unheard or undervalued. This lack of empathy can erode trust and mutual respect, which are essential for a healthy partnership. Protecting yourself involves assessing whether your voice matters in the relationship and refusing to tolerate repeated neglect. Awareness of this pattern enables you to demand balanced communication and ensure that your emotional needs are acknowledged and respected consistently. Self-centered behavior also extends to planning and decision making. She may make choices that benefit herself exclusively without considering your comfort, convenience, or priorities. Travel plans, financial decisions, or even daily routines may revolve around her preferences. Such actions signal an imbalance where the relationship is not built on compromise or partnership. Protecting yourself means asserting your needs and recognizing when repeated selfishness becomes a pattern. Ensuring that decisions are mutually agreeable is crucial for emotional balance, and noticing a lack of reciprocity helps you identify whether the relationship supports healthy collaboration or perpetuates one-sided control. A lack of empathy often shows in how she responds to your struggles or emotions. When you share concerns or challenges, a low-value woman may dismiss them, offer no support, or shift the focus back to herself. This behavior can leave you feeling isolated and emotionally drained. Relationships thrive on understanding, compassion, and shared emotional support. Protecting yourself involves recognizing when empathy is absent and taking steps to avoid investing excessive energy in someone who cannot provide mutual care. Awareness ensures that your emotional well-being remains a priority rather than being sidelined repeatedly. Selfishness can also manifest through an expectation of constant attention and affirmation. She may demand praise, compliments, or reassurance while offering little in return. This creates an unbalanced dynamic where your emotional contributions are undervalued. Protecting yourself requires setting clear boundaries regarding emotional labor and refusing to participate in one-sided validation cycles. Understanding this pattern ensures that your energy is invested in relationships where mutual support and appreciation exist. Awareness of this imbalance allows you to maintain self-respect and avoid being manipulated into overextending yourself emotionally. In relationships lacking empathy, accountability is often absent. A low-value woman may refuse to admit mistakes or consider your feelings during disagreements. Instead, she may blame you or external circumstances for issues that arise, preventing resolution and growth. Protecting yourself involves recognizing when accountability is consistently avoided and refusing to accept repeated disregard for your emotions. Healthy partnerships require mutual responsibility, and awareness of evasive or blame-shifting behavior enables you to avoid becoming entangled in cycles of unfair treatment or emotional neglect. Selfishness and lack of empathy often appear in financial or material contexts as well. A low-value woman may prioritize her own desires over shared financial goals or obligations, expecting you to bear responsibility for her convenience or luxuries. This behavior indicates a lack of respect for partnership and mutual planning. Protecting yourself involves maintaining clarity about boundaries, responsibilities, and fairness. Awareness of these tendencies ensures that you do not allow repeated one-sided demands to create financial or emotional imbalance, preserving your sense of fairness and dignity within the relationship. Another subtle manifestation is emotional unavailability during critical moments. A low-value woman may fail to provide support during times of stress, illness, or family challenges. This lack of empathy communicates that your struggles are secondary to her needs or interests. Protecting yourself requires recognizing the importance of mutual care in a relationship and stepping back when support is consistently absent. Awareness of emotional neglect allows you to prioritize connections where empathy and consideration are genuine, fostering relationships that offer stability, understanding, and emotional reciprocity. A lack of empathy can also undermine social interactions and shared experiences. She may ignore your feelings in group settings, dismiss your achievements, or criticize rather than celebrate your successes. This behavior not only diminishes your self-esteem, but also affects your social confidence and mental well-being. Protecting yourself involves observing how she reacts to your victories and struggles, ensuring that your contributions and presence are valued. Awareness of social disregard highlights patterns of selfishness and encourages you to invest in relationships that nurture mutual respect and admiration rather than constant competition or neglect. In conclusion, selfishness and lack of empathy are defining traits of a low-value woman that can erode the foundation of a healthy relationship. These behaviors range from disregarding your feelings, dismissing your opinions, and prioritizing her desires, to avoiding accountability and failing to offer support during critical moments. Recognizing these patterns early allows you to set boundaries, protect your emotional and mental well-being, and invest in relationships that provide balance, care, and genuine reciprocity. Awareness is the first step to preserving self-respect and building meaningful connections with individuals who truly value you. Materialism and superficial behavior are significant indicators of a low-value woman, as they reflect a focus on appearances rather than genuine emotional depth or values. She may judge situations, people, or relationships primarily based on wealth, status, or external attractiveness. This mindset can shift the foundation of a relationship from love, respect, and emotional connection to shallow or transactional interactions. Recognizing materialism early helps you protect your emotional energy and avoid investing in a partnership that prioritizes possessions over character. Awareness of these traits ensures that your relationship is based on meaningful substance, not superficial allure. A materialistic woman often seeks validation through status symbols and luxury. She may constantly highlight expensive possessions, brands, or experiences to impress others or feel superior. This behavior can create pressure on you to meet unrealistic standards or financial expectations. Protecting yourself involves understanding that material validation is temporary and does not define true compatibility or emotional value. Awareness of this tendency helps you prioritize relationships grounded in mutual respect, character, and genuine care rather than on superficial displays. Substance, not luxury, should determine the worth of a partner and the health of a relationship. Superficial behavior can also manifest in obsessive attention to physical appearance. A low-value woman may judge herself and others primarily based on looks, leading to shallow interactions. This focus can overshadow emotional intelligence, empathy, and personal growth, which are essential for meaningful connections. Protecting yourself requires recognizing that true compatibility relies on shared values, communication, and emotional understanding, rather than purely external traits. Awareness of superficial tendencies allows you to prioritize depth over appearance, ensuring that your emotional energy is invested in relationships that cultivate growth, trust, and mutual respect, rather than temporary physical appeal. Materialism often drives manipulative tendencies, as she may use gifts, luxury, or financial dependence to gain control. A low-value woman might expect favors or financial sacrifices to prove loyalty or affection. Such dynamics create imbalance where emotional investment is replaced by material dependency. Protecting yourself involves setting clear boundaries and refusing to engage in transactional relationships disguised as love. Awareness of this pattern ensures that your contributions are appreciated genuinely and not exploited, allowing you to maintain self-respect and avoid being drawn into a partnership based on superficial exchanges rather than authentic emotional connection. Superficial behavior can also influence her social interactions and friendships. She may gravitate toward individuals with status, wealth, or outward success, while disregarding genuine character or loyalty. This selective approach can reflect her shallow values and tendency to judge others superficially. Protecting yourself involves observing how she treats people beyond appearances and prioritizing relationships where authenticity and kindness matter. Awareness of social superficiality helps you discern whether a relationship is built on materialism or shared values, allowing you to invest in connections that foster meaningful interactions and emotional depth. A materialistic focus can also lead to unrealistic expectations in a relationship. She may demand expensive gifts, lavish outings, or constant attention to appearances while offering little in return emotionally. This imbalance creates stress, financial strain, and emotional fatigue. Protecting yourself involves setting realistic boundaries and evaluating whether your contributions are reciprocated in meaningful ways. Awareness of this behavior ensures that you avoid one-sided dynamics where materialism overshadows mutual respect, care, and emotional support. Genuine relationships thrive on balance, understanding, and shared values, not on fulfilling superficial or materialistic desires. Superficiality often extends to judgments about your lifestyle or social status. A low-value woman may criticize your choices, career, or achievements if they do not align with her materialistic standards. This behavior undermines your confidence and can create feelings of inadequacy. Protecting yourself requires recognizing the difference between constructive feedback and judgment based on shallow criteria. Awareness of this pattern allows you to maintain self-worth, prioritize relationships where mutual respect is foundational, and avoid being influenced by someone who values status or appearance over authenticity and emotional connection. Materialism can also interfere with emotional intimacy. A superficial partner may focus more on gifts, appearances, or social image than on understanding your emotions, needs, or aspirations. This creates a gap in genuine connection, leaving you feeling unappreciated and emotionally distant. Protecting yourself involves prioritizing emotional compatibility and seeking partners who value conversations, empathy, and shared experiences over material possessions. Awareness of this behavior ensures that your relationship nurtures growth, trust, and understanding, rather than being reduced to shallow exchanges or outward appearances. Maintaining the integrity of your emotional investment. Superficial behavior can encourage competition rather than collaboration in a relationship. A low-value woman may compare herself to others or create unnecessary tension based on appearances, social influence, or material standing. This mindset fosters insecurity, conflict, and distraction from meaningful emotional engagement. Protecting yourself involves setting boundaries around comparisons and valuing partnerships built on mutual support and shared growth. Awareness of this pattern helps you focus on relationships that prioritize collaboration, emotional connection, and authenticity, rather than getting trapped in superficial rivalries or materialistic judgment, ensuring a healthier and more fulfilling partnership. In conclusion, materialism and superficial behavior are defining traits of a low-value woman that can undermine the foundation of a meaningful relationship. These behaviors manifest as obsession with luxury, appearances, social status, and shallow judgments, often at the expense of emotional depth and genuine connection. Recognizing these tendencies early allows you to protect your time, energy, and emotional well being. Prioritizing substance over surface ensures that your relationships are based on trust, shared values, and mutual care. Awareness of materialistic and superficial traits empowers you to seek partners who truly value your worth and cultivate authentic, fulfilling bonds. Inconsistency and unreliability are major red flags in any relationship, and they are key indicators of a low value woman. She may frequently say one thing and do another, making it difficult to trust her words. Over time, these behaviors can create confusion, frustration, and emotional instability. A pattern of broken promises or last minute changes signals a lack of respect for your time and commitments. Protecting yourself involves observing patterns of behavior over time and prioritizing relationships where actions consistently match words. Awareness of inconsistency ensures you invest in relationships that are dependable and supportive. A low value woman may often cancel plans or commitments without valid reasons. This behavior communicates a lack of consideration for your schedule and feelings. Frequent cancellations or delays can lead to disappointment and stress, undermining the stability of the relationship. Protecting yourself requires recognizing when repeated cancellations become a pattern rather than isolated incidents. By setting boundaries and communicating expectations clearly, you can safeguard your emotional well being. Awareness of this tendency allows you to maintain perspective and avoid giving time and energy to someone who does not value your presence consistently. Unreliability can extend to emotional availability as well. A low value woman may be affectionate and supportive one moment and distant or indifferent the next. This unpredictability creates an environment of uncertainty, leaving you constantly questioning her feelings or intentions. Protecting yourself involves recognizing emotional inconsistency and not allowing your stability to be dependent on someone else's fluctuating moods. Awareness of this behavior ensures that you prioritize partners who offer consistent emotional support and engagement, creating a foundation of trust and security rather than doubt and frustration. Inconsistency often manifests in communication patterns. She may respond promptly at times, but ignore messages or calls at other times without explanation. This selective attention can make you feel undervalued and anxious. Protecting yourself requires acknowledging the importance of reliable communication in fostering trust and understanding. Recognizing inconsistent communication patterns allows you to avoid overinvesting emotionally in someone who cannot provide dependable engagement. Awareness of this trait ensures that your relationship energy is directed toward individuals who respect your time and maintain consistent, meaningful connection. A low value woman may also fail to follow through on promises or commitments, whether big or small. Whether it is a personal favor, a shared responsibility, or a simple plan, her unreliability signals a lack of accountability. Protecting yourself involves monitoring patterns of broken commitments and ensuring that your trust is not repeatedly taken for granted. Awareness of these behaviors allows you to make informed decisions about where to invest your energy. Consistent follow through is a key marker of respect, and recognizing its absence prevents emotional disappointment and imbalance in your relationships. Inconsistency can further appear in her reactions to conflict or disagreements. She may handle issues maturely at times but react impulsively or dismissively at others. This unpredictability makes conflict resolution difficult and emotionally taxing. Protecting yourself requires understanding that stable relationships rely on predictable, constructive responses during disagreements. Awareness of this behavioral pattern helps you maintain your own emotional balance and avoid being trapped in a cycle of frustration and instability. Reliable conflict management is crucial for trust and mutual respect in any meaningful partnership. Another manifestation of unreliability is forgetfulness or negligence regarding important dates or events. A low-value woman may consistently forget birthdays, anniversaries, or promises, showing a lack of attention and care. Protecting yourself involves recognizing whether this is a one-time mistake or a recurring pattern that diminishes emotional security. Awareness of repeated neglect ensures that you do not overinvest in someone who fails to demonstrate consideration and respect. Relationships thrive on thoughtfulness and reliability, and spotting a lack of consistency helps maintain emotional balance and self-respect. Inconsistency may also influence financial or shared responsibilities. She might commit to contributing to expenses, chores, or collaborative decisions, but fail to follow through repeatedly. This behavior creates imbalance and resentment, undermining mutual trust and partnership. Protecting yourself involves ensuring accountability and addressing patterns of unreliability before they escalate. Awareness of financial or practical inconsistency allows you to maintain boundaries and prevent exploitation of your time, energy, or resources. Dependability in shared responsibilities is a cornerstone of healthy relationships, and recognizing its absence safeguards your well-being. Emotional inconsistency is closely tied to unpredictability in attention and care. A low-value woman may offer affection, encouragement, or support at times, but withdraw it unexpectedly, leaving you uncertain about her commitment. Protecting yourself involves evaluating whether emotional investment is met with consistency and reciprocity. Awareness of fluctuating emotional support ensures that you prioritize relationships where affection and care are steady, fostering trust and security rather than doubt and emotional exhaustion. Consistency in emotional availability is essential for building lasting, meaningful bonds. In conclusion, inconsistency and unreliability are clear indicators of a low-value woman and can seriously affect the stability and health of a relationship. These behaviors include broken promises, canceled plans, emotional unpredictability, inconsistent communication, neglect of responsibilities, and fluctuating support. Recognizing these patterns early allows you to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. By prioritizing relationships with dependable, consistent, and accountable partners, you ensure that your connections are rooted in trust, respect, and mutual care. Awareness of inconsistency empowers you to avoid emotional strain and build healthier, more fulfilling relationships.